Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Gears571 on a GTA 5, having just stole a photo, watches another one have all sorts of issues with a lamppost. It doesn't actually drive over the lamppost, but the lamppost falling over just kind of flips the car is a peculiar one. Either way, apparently how you defeat a Futo is with a falling lamppost. Mustang Bugatti on GTA 5 has spotted an AI doing a peculiar thing. For whatever reason, decided to drive into oncoming traffic. Amazingly, he's getting through all of it no problem, about easier than the player was in some instances, until a Regina has had enough of the shenanigans and promptly takes out the blister. Still with GTA 5 and a policeman being a little bit of an arsehole, just driving around in circles around his partner, not letting him get into the car. Don't quite know what on earth is going on there, but very funny nevertheless. Knight's Viper on Just Cause 2 is busy blowing up some things. Spots another helicopter flying in a peculiar manner, who has then gone for a unconventional parking job with the vehicle. Yeah, wedged it. He's kind of stuck in the building, but he's not stuck in the building in a way that's crashing the helicopter. It's, yeah. Pilot, you know, perfectly okay with his current predicament. You can see the blades still spinning. They're not kind of colliding with the building at all. It's just, yeah, kind of going to sit stuck in the side of the building. Got to shoot the glitch a couple of times just to be on the safe side. But there we go. Really not a camper on Forza Horizon 3 is at one of the car shows when the game accidentally lets the car start, well, driving. Yeah, they're not supposed to go exploring at this point. You're not supposed to be able to get out of there. However, that is not going to stop the Dodge Dart. It is going to continue to explore the airfield and, well, head off across the deserts, up until the race starts at least. Yeah, not seen that one. Not seen that one before. Now, as far as glitchy floaty cars go, Mafia 3 does have some interesting collisions. TNAF Crispy here. Certainly with curbs and so on. These cars will go for spectacular rolls and flips, and that's what I was expecting from this. That is not the case, though. As he goes up towards a corner, runs a little bit on the inside, the game gets really confused and just keeps the car at the same level. He doesn't really know what to do with the convertible there. Very impressive. Onto a crash time autobahn pursuit with Vakonov. Now, I approve of racing silly vehicles and racing armoured personnel carriers, certainly on the silly side. However, there is a problem when the track not quite fit for such vehicles. This one going into a tunnel that is too narrow for the armoured cars to get through. And the problem is the AIs get stuck, can't push the player through. Game will eventually reset the car, resets behind the jumpy bridge. A little bit of cheating from the AI. You think how far the player gets set back and how close the AIs get set. Definitely some shenanigans going on there, but yeah, turns out the downside of using silly vehicles on racetracks is they don't always quite work. The AIs just continue to try and push their way through the tunnel. Yeah, that's not happening. Turns out the armored vehicle, the APC, not the best. Not the best for this kind of thing. Sometimes, though, racing sensible cars at sensible tracks, things go just as spectacularly wrong. A set of Corsa with a bollard causing a Porsche to go for a bit of a wheelie. Yeah, they don't normally launch cars into the air, those little bollards, but there we go. Virgin Fish on a Ghost Recon's Wildlands is bouncing around off-road on two wheels, and sure enough, the truck is going to roll over. Can't recover the vehicle, can't seem to recover the vehicle. They all bail out, vehicle then flips back over to the other way, and the player is thrown through the floor. Yes, defeated by a rolling car. Very much a FailRace way to go out. Speaking of rolling cars, Lima Nice on Player Unknown's Battleground hits a tree and goes for a double roll. Is almost in a lot of trouble. However, thankfully, a helpful little ditch would be enough to roll the car back onto its wheels. Foliage is dangerous. This is what we have seen many times on many games. Foliage is very, very dangerous to cars. Can cause a lot of trouble. They got away with it this time, but you need to be aware. You need to be very aware of what trees and bushes can do to vehicles. Cruel World on Beamng Drive is tackling the Baharama circuit with a Formula 1 car. A more spectacular failure than I had, as the aero gets a little bit confused as to what to do with it and sends it skywards before smacking back down into the ground. and that will be a very, very dead vehicle. Lucario loves Minecraft on World of Tanks. He's messing about in the testing area, trying to push his friend's tank off the edge of a cliff. Not really working. Yeah, the much bigger tank, considerably tougher in this instance, manages to do a sort of backwards roll before then getting it stuck completely on the back. I still love how the other tank just isn't really paying any attention. It's just moved a little bit forward. Yeah, that's not really going to be going anywhere. Anyway, there's not much you can do when your tank is stacked up like that. And finally, we are on to Dirt 3 with perhaps my favourite clip of all time in this series. Racing some of the buggies when the leader bounces on the landing, ends up on the nose of the following vehicle. But they continue to drive. They are joined together, as you can see the steering going on from the front vehicles. They're trying to actually make it around a couple of corners, still leading the race here until physics gets the better of them. And the two welded together buggies go for a tumble. They made it an impressive distance, sort of stuck on the nose, and yeah, it's just so brilliantly done. It's a shame that they kind of couldn't keep it all together and they went for a little bit of a roll. It'll be interesting to see how far that could have gone, mate, for an interesting game mode, I think, in Dirt 4. Anybody? That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, and you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.